Greetings, this is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, trend update, Ramadan Peace Conference in Istanbul. And this took place on June 14, 2017. Scripture reference is out of Matthew 24, verse 15. Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation, which was spoken of through Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place, let the reader understand. And that's a quote from Jesus. And at this time, for those of you folks not familiar, let me introduce, and for those of you who are familiar, let me reintroduce Adnan Oktar. Now, he is an Islamic scholar and a peace activist. And Adnan Aktar openly speaks against anti-Semitism on his TV program in Turkey. And he calls for Abraham's children to come together. He has publicly stated Muslims will build the Jewish temple along with Solomon's palace. Akhtar states the temple will be rebuilt when global peace and tranquility are at hand. And so here we go on June 14th. This is a couple of weeks ago. Adnan Oktar hosted a Ramadan celebration in Istanbul, Turkey. Peoples of different culture and religions were invited. These are not the guests. These are ladies that Oktar has up on his Twitter account. We'll get into that later. But guests included at this Ramadan celebration were Jewish rabbis, Christian priests, politicians, members of the Turkish, Assyrian, Armenian, Jewish, Greek Orthodox, and Catholic communities, Jafari, Alawite, and Bektashi communities, orders of the Naqshbandi and the Qadiri, followers of the Treatise of Light, and National Vision movement. Now, the idea was to come together in an atmosphere of love and peace. And I quote, this is from Adnan Oktar, people are more religious in Israel. That is a blessing for the entire region and the Islamic world. They are not aware that Jews are people of love. We all will be students of the King Mashiach, the King Messiah. Again, this is coming from a Muslim. Back to the quote, the love for Mashiach brings to Israel, this is a vital matter. God protects Israel from all troubles. If anyone attempts any harm against Israel, we will bring heavens down on them. God promised you to live on that land. You are a blessing for Muslims, but they can't appreciate this. And again, this is from a peace activist, Muslim scholar, Adnan Oktar. Now, also attending was Rabbi Yehuda Glick of the Israeli Knesset. He made the road trip to Istanbul, and he offered kind words for the gathering hosted by Oktar. My dear friend, honorary Mr. Adnan Oktar, champion of religious tolerance, champion of love to all human beings, champion of God in the world. And that's a quote from Yehuda Glick pictured here. I've got a link provided to israeltoday.co.il. As well, if you want to go into further detail of this little peace conference and love fest they had up in Istanbul. Now, currently the world is in conflict and escalating towards more military intervention on a much greater scale. And humanity is not trending toward peace. Now, let me be clear. I'm not suggesting this guy here, Adnan Oktar, is the Antichrist or the false prophet. But I am suggesting that any man who comes in peace is one to monitor closely. Somebody will emerge from this global mess and appear to have an answer for world peace. And after all, for example, he seems reasonable and he seems like someone we can work with. You look at scripture in 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 3, while people are saying there is peace and security, then sudden destruction will come upon them as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. And this this is from Mr. Oktar's Twitter account. Let me look at some of these. These are the pictures he's posted and he's tweeted out to his followers. He loves the ladies, apparently. So we got 4 or 5 pictures with him. hanging out with the ladies. And he's posted these on Twitter for the whole world to see. And he does. He comes in love and peace. So, special shout out to Liz Batika. I hope I pronounced that correctly. She was the forward for this news article. And it is kind of interesting because here you got somebody wanting to bring, you know, Israelis, Jews, and Muslims together in the name of Father Abraham. I find that kind of curious. So, something to keep an eye on. If you folks are interested in this topic, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com. Keywords: Ramadan, peace, Adnan Oktar, Yehuda Glick, temple. And appreciate you guys listening. Take care. Have a great day.